Welcome to the bold analysis. There is a developing story which is actually breaking now about military officers. UK military intercepts Kenya Airways plane after detecting threats. And I want us to look at what the story is all about. Police in United Kingdom confirmed that Kenya Airways flight from Nairobi was diverted from Heathrow to Stansted Airport in London on Thursday afternoon. It was diverted after as the alternate airport for security incidents. The reason for diversion was because of a potential threat that was actually realized on when the plane was on air, mid-air, with the bomb squads were seen rushing to the scene to arrest the situation. And KQ management, in conjunction with the security authorities, government and that of UK, worked together to make sure they interrogate that incident further. This was first reported by The Guardian when a woman who posted on Facebook saying, on a flight this morning from Nairobi to London Heathrow, 45 minutes before you were due to land, we were told that we've been diverted to Stansted. When we arrived in Stansted, lots of police cars were there. We've been surrounded by armed police. They've all got guns, all dressed in black and ID ins us. Captain hasn't even said anything. Then it means it was a very, and according to that witness, it was a very tensed moment. 8 crews were in attendance at Stansted Airport. We are working with Essex Police and the airport to bring the incident to a successful conclusion. The national carrier said the crew on board provided first aid, and this was today. Just with the same 1 week, KQ has suffered another such a not incident similar to that, or rather a flight being interrupted when also heading to UK, when there was one of the patients that needed urgent medical attention, and the passengers and some nurses who were in the plane helped the situation. So another unplanned landing of the same KQ plane. So this is a situation that they have explained that there was a security threat that was realized when the plane was still on air. So immediately this happened, there have been, of course, a lot of discussion in the social media, in the media spaces, on what exactly can be seen. It's coming at a very wrong time for the country Kenya, because it's coming days after it was announced that United Kingdom's King Charles III and his wife Queen Camilla were to make a 4-day state visit to Kenya at the end of this month. President Ruto invited the royal couple for the visit, and they will be visiting Kenya as the first Commonwealth country. That is Kenya is going to be the first Commonwealth nation they are going to visit since becoming monarch last September. So this is it's a very special moment for the government in Kenya. Also, search really attracts a lot of attention, or rather, with information about security threats is something that creates a lot of worries, because globally we've also been seeing Israel and Palestine wars have been raging, and of course creating a lot of discussion in the world. So even though the threat has not been profiled well, and of course maybe it is not supposed to be given to the media as fully as it is, but that is something that really created questions on what exactly is happening. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our video. Thank you very much for supporting us, supporting this podcast, The Bold, and supporting the Bold Network that has been part of our CSR, corporate social responsibility, in standing with showing love in the society. Now, cannot be taken lightly. That's the truth. This cannot be taken lightly because, as you know, KQ is a national, the carrier, the national carrier. Apart from it helping in the flight, it's also a national security infrastructure for the country. And I look at it this way. Maybe because someone might say, it's a security threat, and because the plane was heading to UK, so maybe that was targeted was UK. We must boost, or rather we must upscale our intelligence at the JKA so that we can seal more loopholes. Recently, there was a memo, I think it came from the police, I think it came from a police unit in this country, warning some airline staff or some airport staff for trafficking of people in and out of the country against the law. And that was actually, someone raised that red flag. And of course, there have been a couple of other memos that have been given in respect to the security checks at the airport. Now, I can tell you something, and this is, I want to give you an experience and why I want to believe there is something as a country we need to get right. Do you know now, if you want to go, and I don't want to mention the place, so I was looking for ID. So there are three categories. Do you want ID now? You pay some X amount of money. Then when you want it karibu, which means maybe after 1 week, you pay some. Then you want it, you just want it, so you don't know, you're not in a hurry, you want it. So you realize that there is a lot of corruption, especially in these offices. And this is because we have an overtaxed civil service. Now, even at GKA, some loopholes can be exploited because of vulnerability of the staff. Because I want to believe, of course, security threat can be profiled differently. I've seen a report about it, some anti-bomb police who are camping at that airport where they were doing those security checks, and those who are coming off the plane were actually surrounded by the police. But this could still be even a case of drug trafficking or something. So, of course, there is a lot more in it. Number two, Kenya needs to look at our foreign relations policy, because our security profile is deteriorating as a country. Our security profile, if the plane was leaving Nairobi and someone mid-air, there is a security threat and it's going to UK, you cannot rub off the fact that Nairobi was the bearing. So remember, Nairobi is supposed to be, we are trying to position Nairobi as the best investment hub in Africa. But then a plane leaving Nairobi, getting to UK, is heading to UK, get itself in such a mess, it's something that cannot be taken lightly. So we need to look at, and I've always believed, there is war, Palestine, Israel, we need to take just a neutral stand. I agree with what Mtaani was saying. We need to take a neutral stand, because otherwise we are creating more enemies. Even the issues about Haiti, not all countries are happy about it. Even just around us here, we have the Al-Shabaab, the fellows that have really been wreaking havoc. And there have been really some unusual increase in those attacks in this country. Number three, this case also opens up a discussion on privatization of the airline. much as there have been a lot of discussion that's not been making profit and it's working at a loss, and if it is privatized, it can make profit, and through that maybe we can benefit. But this incident brings to us the point that the JKA is not only for flights, but it's also a security infrastructure. If a bomb, if something could be planted, if a security threat could be planted at that space, then I still believe that airlines still need to be ours. The issues about privatization, we need to put them aside. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my take. We are still following that story, and if they will give full details, because I've just been following the mail, and they're not still not much coming from that end. But if something comes up, be sure that you'll get it from the ball here. Thank you.